Thanks for attending. It's actually really nice for me working at Intel to talk about software. The other story that we're talking more about at Intel. And I am here to talk about Moblin, specifically Moblin version 2. We had our coming out party on Moblin version 2 on May 19th. And we got quite a bit of coverage on that. And so we're going to talk to you about the success of Moblin version 2. And I couldn't be standing up here talking to you about the success of Moblin without all the partners that we have involved in helping us deliver this. So here's a list of the partners. A lot of them are here today supporting us in ensuring that we deliver a product-capable version of Moblin into the market this year. So let's start with talking about the history of where Moblin started. When you look at the segments that Intel's investing in, we looked at a lot of different areas like the mobile internet device, the netbooks, net-tops, automotive space, and embedded. And the one thing that had in common was a very fragmented environment in how they deliver their solutions. They're very specific and customized. As Naveen described, we invested about 5 years ago, started investing in a new architecture of our IA, our new device with IA architecture to meet the needs of these marketplaces. And that is the Atom platform. The other thing that was missing in this marketplace was an optimized environment on top of the Atom-based platform to meet the needs of each one of these market segments. We felt it was not efficient to have a specific optimized environment for each one, but if we put a layer across that met the needs of all those market segments, we would bring the horizontal marketplace to these new markets that Intel is entering. And so that's when we decided to invest and build out and deliver Moblin, and that's what it's designed for. Okay, so if we look at the history of Moblin, we started Moblin in about June of 2007 as an open source project, a pure open source project. That means you don't have to sign any agreements, you just participate, and it's based on meritocracy, the traditional way open source works. So we started that project, it's called Moblin.org. And we started investing in optimizations around the Atom platform. In the first half of 2008, our first mobile internet devices hit the market with Moblin-based technology incorporated. We had a lot of help and support from our OSVs, like Canonical and Asianix, and we had a lot of participation from our OEMs, like Clarion, Compal, iGo, and others. In addition to that, we came here to Computex last year and talked about the technology we were investing in incorporating into the netbooks. If you remember last year we talked about putting Moblin tech capabilities into netbooks last year, and this year we're continuing to invest and evolve that through our version 2, which we alpha released in January, and the beta was May 19th this year. In addition to that, we also recognize that for these type of devices, really what leads these devices is the usage experience. It's how you interact with that device and what you do with that device. And we'll talk a lot about the user interface, the user experience for the netbooks and net-tops, but that's really what's key when an end user starts participating with this device is the experience. And so because of that, and because of the critical nature of that, we acquired a company called OpenedHand. And they're a very talented team out of London that have been responsible for developing user interfaces for a lot of well-known players in the industry like Nokia, Veneer, OpenMoko, and even the OLPC. So we acquired this company, and they're responsible for the user experience that we're going to show you today. And now the other key element that happened this year is the need to move Moblin to an independent governed area, which is the Linux Foundation. Jim Zemlin, up front here, is the executive director of the Linux Foundation. He'll be talking today about how he's taken this forward and ensuring the continual evolution and support of Moblin. So the press has actually been quite good on Moblin version 2. We all know that these devices are scrutinized heavily, so we anticipated a lot of coverage and a lot of commentary and a lot of opinions on it. What we did anticipate is how much positive reinforcing feedback we get across the board from a lot of the press players, a lot of the analysts, a lot of the bloggers are really, really excited about this capability being delivered to the netbook device as they recognize that the optimizations we put into the underlying infrastructure and the user interface were all designed and optimized to support the netbook and notebook, or netbook and nettop form factors. So Moblin provides the optimized operating environment. It's focused on fast boot. We want to get these devices up and running quickly. It's focused on the footprint, because these devices have a small memory footprint. We optimize for that. And the battery life is absolutely critical on these devices. As you heard yesterday in Mooley's keynote, once you've used one of these devices, battery life is one of the top 2 things you focus on when you want one of these devices. So we're focused on improving the battery life. And then finally, we built a complete user interface from the ground up specifically to support these devices. Okay? So fast boot. Fast boot, we've talked very publicly about this. Once the boot process completes, we are targeting less than 5 seconds to boot. That's our goal. Or if you could include the boot process, it's less than 10 seconds. So we are absolutely committed to ensuring that we have a very, very fast boot process in these devices. The second thing is the reduced footprint. Some of these devices, the small mobile internet devices and handset devices when they come out, will have very, very limited memory capability. We're targeting a very, very small footprint for Moblin. Moblin is a PC Linux, it's pure PC Linux, but we're taking out the elements that are not necessary for these devices to continue to reduce the footprint. And then battery life, there's lots of capabilities built into Atom, sleep states and other capabilities built into Atom that we take full advantage of to ensure that we absolutely optimize the battery consumption on these devices. Mooley talked about the performance of the device is also critical. We were very confident that the performance of Atom and the capabilities built in around sleep states will make this a very, very compelling device with a long battery life. And finally, we have tools that are used with the ISVs and OEMs, such as PowerTop, that are designed to help you build even a more efficient platform as you add other elements, and you ensure that those are actually power optimized as well. So let's actually stop. We'll go back to the other foil in a minute. Start on this foil, the next foil, because this is actually a better foil. So this is what you will see. This is called MyZone. This is once the device is booted up, once the netbook or nettop is nettop or netbook is booted up. This is what you'll see. This is called MyZone. Okay, and it's specifically designed with a lot of constraints in mind. First of all, you have a smaller screen, so we worked very carefully and very hard to optimize the real estate and what you put on that screen, and try to remove the clutter around the device. And so this menu bar pops in and out, and we'll have a demonstration of that later today. It pops in and out when you want it by just putting your mouse up above. It'll drop down, and you can participate in other areas of the user interface. So on this user interface, it has 4 main areas. The first one, actually one of the other design concepts I want to point out is, when we focused on this with the user studies, we wanted to build an interface where with one click, with only one click, you can get to 90% of what you want to accomplish when you open up your netbook and start participating with it. So with one click, 90%. That's our design goal. And so we call it the snack and go. People want to pop it open, get it up fast, connect it to the internet, and start participating very quickly. And so with that in mind, the first area is your appointments area. This is your schedule, the appointments you're committed to. Right here, you can see it very easily. The second area is your application area. This area has all the applications you've recently accessed or ones that you've actually pinned onto this page. So you can actually pin your favorite applications right here on this area. So quickly get access to your applications. This area in the middle, this is where all of your recently accessed documents or media are all available. So anything you've accessed recently is all available right here. So it shows you what you've done since the last time you participated with the device. And finally, the most exciting area, which I really like, is your social networking space. And this is where all the integration, we have a social infrastructure integration capabilities in this device, where we can integrate social networking things like Flickr, Twitter, Last.fm, MySpace, and others, so that